Hey guys, so I'm making this because I like having background noise with things I do, but I can never find good background noise. So I'm just here to make background noise and just talk, yap, do some bullshit for you to fall asleep or like do full laundry or do whatever to. Just keep you company in the deep dark night or during the day or whatever. I'm really inspired by a couple people in doing this. Like, Sleep With Me is the main inspiration. I love you, Jiro. Because I've known about the podcast since I was the youngest person ever. And the podcast has always helped me sleep really well. Better than like anything else, and so I always recommend it to people, but it's just kind of hard to get into as a podcast because it's strange. That's kind of like my content. It's kind of hard to get into because a lot of it's... I'm an abrasive person. It's just something... Actually, I probably shouldn't say I'm an abrasive person because it's... Because what I call being an abrasive person is what the average person would call having borderline. So I should probably use the proper terminology. Also, another thing, usually I should be shocked when one of my favorite content creators has some disorder, but I'm really not anymore. Because like one of my favorite YouTubers, Wisp voice actor, whatever. Just use Bro's full legal name. I was scrolling through her posts, and then I saw she was diagnosed with bipolar, and I'm not really surprised by that, because the amount of shit she does while still having ADHD is not... It's flabbergasting, because I also have ADHD and I cannot do any of that. There's this show I want to make called Mysterious Fucking Detective, but I can't write it because I keep on getting distracted because I'm a perfectionist, and I saw it in a dream. It's basically about a detective that aura farms all the time. It's really funny. Just from the little bit I've written already, it's already given my friend vocal stems, and just from the line that from not even the finished version, I'm probably gonna keep it in. It's a pretty good line, pretty clever. Yeah, that's the main thing. I'm trying to be clever with this. One of my ideas is maybe I have a laugh track, but have it be the subject of a bit. Because at its core, it's a sitcom, but also kind of not. It's weird. I wouldn't describe it as anything in particular. Just Mysterious Fucking Detective. That's it. But also, I have voice actors. I'm a writer. I could get other people to help write, and I could get some of my friends voice act. My friend who already likes the show is actually she's gonna voice the main character, the detective, which is pretty cool. But also, I really don't want this to become another Glitch property, because Glitch has a monopoly on indie animation, and I'm tired of it. And also because it's not like any other indie show, or at least I don't think it's gonna be. My main inspiration for kind of what I want the art style to be is like St. Louis graffiti. A lot of it's inspired by St. Louis. It's as a city. It takes place in St. Louis because it's like my favorite city ever. It's amazing. But yeah, also kind of had to put my life on pause because I got, well, I didn't get diagnosed with borderline, but they're pretty sure I have it, but I can't get diagnosed yet. But I am in therapy for it, which actually isn't as bad as other people make it out to be. Dialectic behavioral therapy is not that bad in my eyes, but I think that's also because I actually want it. I want to improve. I've hurt people too much, and I want to stop. I want to get better. It's a heavy subject, but really, sometimes it's got to be discussed. But also, if you're watching this, you're probably not paying attention that much to the. You're just here for someone to ramble while you're not really listening, which I understand. But it's not just good for you. It's also good for me because I can say whatever, and most people probably won't really care about what's being said. I'm not going to be judged, probably. And also, I get time to play my favorite game. Well, one of my favorite games. I think it's my favorite game at this point. I like Sandtrix a lot because it's just calming. I actually started playing it on my school computer through Unblocked Games, and that's where I started loving it, and that's where I came up with the idea of just because my friend, it's the same friend, she's my homegirl, she just was watching me play it and commented it was very soothing, and I had an idea to make a video where I play it and just talk about bullshit. And that's where this video came from. Unfortunately, I think I'm losing. Actually, nah, that's goated. I totally had that planned out. I definitely didn't just pull that out of my ass. Yeah, so I really wish I could have given money to Wisp, but unfortunately I'm not in the financial position. My net worth is like $60. I have $60 and I don't want to spend any of it because I'm trying to save up. So that's pretty sad, but I have to just deal with it, move on. I mean, I'm pretty good at saving money. I found these really cool shoes for only and my main pair of shoes it's a new one. I got it for only $40. They're Adidas, and they don't make them in the color. They're red and white, and they don't make them the model in that color in the US anymore. So they're pretty rare, and I got them for only $40. I think I already said that. Fuck. And I had an idea to help my friend's fit is dog shit. So I had an idea that we could go scour all the thrift stores in the area and thrift together a fit for it's my fit's okay. It's better than it used to be, but also a lot of times I just don't care. I just wear the usual sweatpants, and whenever I want to look good, I wear jeans and some t-shirt, and then whenever I don't, I wear just like a gray shirt and sweatpants. I can look good in many different outfits because I generally look, because I don't look bad. I got a lot of comments from my old friend group saying I didn't look good at all, but I think that's also because they were just assholes. I'm glad I dropped them. I'm glad I'm free from them. They're like the worst people I've ever met. Or some of the worst. Yeah, I'm... Sorry about that. I don't know what to talk about. I got this custom drum kit for free, and by custom I mean it was 2 separate drum kits in my grandma's basement that I scavenged together into parts that I actually like. One of them, the bass drum, had a pillow, and we had to take some effort to get the pillow out of a bass drum because my dad put it in there like 30 years ago, 25 years ago, back when he actually was in a band. It wasn't a good band, it wasn't a successful band, it was just like a high schoolers band. And also, because there was 2 drum kits, one of them's hi-hat was way better, so I took that home. The other one's bass and toms were way better. There was also low toms that I don't fucking need, so I just didn't take them home. And there was a completely different snare that was red, and I took that home because it was way better than the other one. And also because it's the closest, if you loosen it, it's closest to this one snare that I really like. I found it in 2 places. I hear it in 2 places. This one song by this indie band, Max Bennett Kelly, and then this other song by 50 Grand, Severed Arm. Some of y'all might recognize it if you play Geometry Dash. That's where I found it because it used to be my favorite game ever, but now I don't really care for it anymore because it's fucking boring. And the other people that play it are insufferable. On my Reddit account, I finally decided I have to mute r/GD because it's fucking abysmal. Every single GD community is identical, and they're all terrible because the GD community is dog shit. You know, we need to have a battle to see who's worse. Is Tumblr more racist than GD is misogynist? Because I don't know. Personally, I'd have to say Tumblr is worse, but I also post on Tumblr occasionally. I'm just like, enjoy the music. It's pretty good music. Because I don't know what to talk about. Also, another thing about ADHD is I have like 5 different game ideas I want to make, but I can't make any of them because I don't know how to code and I don't want to learn how to code. Well, I want to learn how to code, but I can't. Because of executive dysfunction. It's fucking terrible. This is a... I used to be the kind of person that would LARP autism, and then I realized that I actually had autism. And it's terrible, actually. I actually have ADHD and it's terrible, actually. I actually have OCD and it's terrible, actually. Actually, OCD is way worse than the other two. If you think you have OCD, you probably don't. And if you do have OCD, my heart goes out to you. Because it is a terrible disease. That's why I hate my old friend group, because I'm pretty sure the shit they talked about influenced my intrusive thoughts to be way worse. Which I don't think is their fault, but also they should have been more careful. They shouldn't have talked about raping people all the time! Sorry if it got dark. It got a bit dark there. I just had to get this shit out. Also, another thing. Felt like I was the only person in that friend group that was actually stable, even though I wasn't. And it was... So I had to be an anchor for everyone else, and it was terrible. Because they didn't want anyone to be an anchor. They just wanted to be at risk all the time. Trying to soften my language so I don't trigger anyone. How the fuck was that a clear? Yeah, well, one of my favorite activities, as of now, is to play this game while listening to an album. Like, I played this game while listening to, like, 2 different clipping albums. Because I'm one of those people that got introduced to clipping through one of the I know their lead singer through clipping and not through like Hamilton, because I don't care for musicals. I usually only watch musicals that was at my uncle's theater, because then I get to see cool shit like the lighting and sound things. That's cool. That's also why I'm probably not going to get into theater, because I have someone else in my family who does theater, and that feels wrong in a way. You know? I got into clipping for Story 2, which because it's one of the greatest songs ever made. I'm not lying when I say that, and personally I like Mid-City more than clipping. It's just it's a better piece of music. Also, because I like noise is rap, it's pretty cool. Also, there existed an addiction to blood is way better than visions of bodies being burned. Also, I did listen to all of Piano Burning, because it's soothing. I like the sound of fire. I mean, that kind of makes sense because I grill. That's one of my actual hobbies. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to grill for a while because it's so fucking hot where I live. I wish I could grill with my grandpa more, because he's like in his 70s, so he's gonna be gone soon, but also I don't really like him as much as my grandma. Kind of odd, because I don't really care for my grandpa, but also we both love grilling. Actually, me and my mom just like cooking in general. Me and my mom do a lot of things together. It's really nice. I think also because she's just the one person I trust most. People I trust most are probably my mom, my stepdad, my homegirl, and they're about it. No one else really. It's kind of sad actually, but I'm used to it. It's a fact of life, honestly. Sometimes you just have trust issues and you just end up stuck making YouTube because you failed 3 classes due to mental health issues, and you gotta just wait it out until the year starts again. It fucking sucks because it was my fault that I failed, but also it kind of wasn't. Because I was struggling, but also it kind of was because I didn't do anything. Because I was depressed. But school actively made it worse, so it was better if I was kept out of school than if I stayed in it. And I also lost out on a scholarship, but that's fine. I can just drop out, get a GED, go to community college. Probably gonna go to community college before I get a GED. And then go to college through that. Because my grandma was telling me about how my aunt knows someone who did exactly that, and now he's a brain surgeon, which makes me feel a bit better about doing that. Because I know I could succeed if I put in the effort, but the problem is I've never been able to put in the effort very well. So I need to get better at putting in the effort. I need to get better at putting in the effort in general, like with Mysterious Fucking Detective especially, because that's like my favorite project I have right now. Yeah, that's about it, really. Thank y'all for watching. I'll probably make a sequel to this, but see you later.